our own circles suddenly point the fingers. How could you still work with an Israeli? And then the Israeli partner will say to me, Amal, you don't know how many times I'm hearing that I am a traitor because I'm still continuing to work towards peace with Iranians, Palestinians, and Arabs. The level of stress is extremely high, but we came together in this latest conflict and realized that our mere existence is an antidote to the level of hate and violence that is being done in our name.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds this week from Evening Words on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Miss Jill Scott here, partnering with Pico, the team that powers what matters to my hometown and yours. They're connected to our communities because they live, work, and play here too. You can find Pico volunteering in our neighborhoods, embracing clean energy, partnering with local nonprofits like mine, and working around the clock to make sure the lights are on and the natural gas is flowing. And through it all, they're here to make sure we're all shining together. Learn more at pico.com/shine.
This WURD public service announcement is a reminder that every voice and every vote counts. We are committed to keeping you informed, and we encourage you to participate in the process.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy. Now, Sarah Lomax, the president of WURD Radio, she said, yes, let us talk about voting. It's a serious topic, so here goes. I register, I vote, I must. Now, I know you said, I've heard you say that before. Yes, I've been saying that for years. I register, I vote, I must. I hope you will join in and say, I register, I vote, I must. Can we do it fast and slowly? Yes, we can. Sometimes we say, I register, I vote, I must. And sometimes we say, I register, I vote, I must. Just keep the pace. Think about it. This is serious. God's blessings to us all. I register, I vote, I must.
This PSA is a part of Every Voice, Every Vote, a collaborative project of the Lenfest Institute for Journalism, with lead support provided by the William Penn Foundation. Learn more at www.everyvoice-everyvote.org. Editorial content is created independently of the project's donors.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it.
Mental health care is working. See what it can do for you. Have mentalhealthcare.org.
We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, WURD, Philadelphia, celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on WURD Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at WURD Radio
www.word-radio.com. Well, here we are. Good evening to you. Happy hump day. And how about welcome to November, right? November. I hope you're having a great week thus far. Are you? Are you? You know, I want to know. You know, I'm going to ask you. As always, we are happy that you've chosen to spend some time with us. And you know, I'm referring to none other than my illustrious producer, Nick Steptoe. We're always happy to have you join us. Nick, how are you doing today? You good? You good? I think that means Nick is good. You know, when
Oh
they
yeah,
say,
yeah. I'm
oh,
okay,
all
Kim.
right.
I'm
That's the
straight.
way, you know, when they say no news is good news. So I was about to say, well, good. So Nick says he's good too. So it's all good. Hey there, fellow Scorpios. Happy birthday to you if you are celebrating a birthday. You know, I like to celebrate. I believe we should all be celebrated. So, family, there's some things that I want to share with you, some housekeeping, excuse me, that I need to share. The first of which is Word Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com/the harvest and look for the harvest banner. It is harvest time, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are Word, progressive Black talk media. The second thing that I want to say to you, family, is a reminder. I want to remind all of you that we need your support. We need the support from our community. Our Forward and Up campaign has an unprecedented goal for Word Radio to recruit 2,000 members for the Forward movement. I believe in Word, and I know that you know that I do. And I know that you do too, because you are listening. So if you are not already a member of the Forward movement, well, now is the time. Go to wordradio.com and click on membership right there at the top of the page. Help us to reach our goal of 2,000 members in our 20th year of Black Talk Media. The last thing that I want to leave with you, family, is tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. we will have a special hour-long broadcast featuring our beloved reality check host Tanya Pendleton in conversation with Suleiman Rahman of Diverse Force, Christina Wall of the Barra Foundation, and Jody Harris of PIDC, discussing the new initiative Vision Philadelphia, a partnership of Philadelphia-based philanthropic organizations unified behind a desire for a brighter future in our city. The broadcast airs from 7 until 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is part of the Every Voice, Every Vote collaborative journalism initiative, spearheaded by the Lenfest Institute for Journalism. All right, there, family. So listen, you know what I like to do. And for those of you who do not know what I like to do, I'm about to tell you. I like to check in. I like to do something I like to call a roll call. So, family, if you are joining us by way of socials, let us know. Let us know that you are out there by sharing a comment and some love. I will do my best to read it on the air. And you know, you can always give us a call, and you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. Or you can even call us toll free. And you can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900 if you'd like to share some love verbally. You know, we love the love however you share it, okay? We love it any way you share it, as Nick and I. We're so appreciative. And for those of our family members whose hearts are heavy today, don't you think I have forgotten about you? You know I haven't. I have not forgotten about you. I am sending extra love and hugs to you on behalf of your entire tribe and village, just to let you know that you are not alone. Do you hear me? You are not alone. You are not alone. I just want to let you know that you are loved. You got your whole tribe, your whole village right here sending you extra love. Before I introduce you to our first amazing guest tonight, I want to acknowledge some of our family members that are checking in by way of our socials. Unplugged Wilson is sending some love. Hi there. I'm sending some love right back to you. Bless you as well. I received that. Thank you. Thank you. And Raphael, brother Raphael, hi there. He's sending a good evening. Hello there. Always happy to have you join us as well. And here we have Brother Malcolm. Malcolm shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. You know, I like it when you say that. I sure do. And I'm sending love right back to you. So, all right, family, let's get started. Let's get started, right? Okay. First of all, let me just tell you, our first guest this evening, when I first saw him sing, I was blown away. I was mesmerized. I mean, all the adjectives that you can think of to describe someone who's just, is just, I can't even think of the words right now as I'm trying to share with you and describe to you. But the feeling that I was left with was just a feeling of overall amazement. His name is Nathanael Barlow, and I want you to know that he shares that he loves God, he loves his family, his friends, and music. He is 16 years of age, and he has been singing and composing music since he was 4 years old. When he was 7, he began to play the violin. Now, listen, I don't want to read everything that I know about him or share all of the information that I have about him. What I want to do is to invite him and his family to the conversation. And I invite you to the conversation as well with him. So, family, I invite you to meet Nathanael Barlow. Hi there. Hi there. Hey there,
Hello, thank
family.
you
How
for
are you
having me.
all? How are you all? I was looking for mom. I said, "Now, where's mom?" Because I knew she was there. I saw her, and then I didn't see you again. I just first of all, thank you all for coming. Just thank you, thank you, thank you, because I've been so excited to share with our family members, Nathanael, but also your family. Just we talk so often on our family members have heard me talk about the babies. I love all the kids, and they hear me talk about our babies so much. But it's always so good to be able to talk about the family as a whole, in addition to just the one baby or two, however many babies there are. But I just love the love that I felt from you all as a unit when I met you. I said, I just love them. I love them. So I'm happy to have you here joining us. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, and happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. Ooh. Let me say, when I tell y'all, that family, y'all know I'm going to share with them. Okay, y'all know I am. I had a ball. You hear me?
Good.
I had a ball. I'm a big kid. Okay, it's anybody that knows me knows that, and you all know now. I'm a big kid. I went to a farm, and I went through the corn maze, and I fed the goats, and I did the hay ride. And I did it all. You hear me? I wanted to stay on the farm. That's how much fun I had. I had so much fun feeding the goat. But okay, I digress. I want to share with our family about you all. So I'm going to ask mom and dad first. When did you know how extraordinary this baby of yours was?
Honey, you want first?
Why don't you start, Mom?
So the heart of a mother says all of these babies are extraordinary because they are. But in terms, I'm going to tell you one of the first extraordinary things that we saw about Nathanael has always been his heart for service, his heart for in having an intuition, anticipating a need and then meeting it. And I mean since 3. I have a picture of Nathanael that is like seared in my memory. We were taking care of my mom, who was not well, and we knew we would lose her soon. And we brought her home. He was only 3. And he went and got out of a fruit basket the flower fruit arrangements.
Yes.
3 small. He went and pulled one of the stems that had the pineapple flower with the cantaloupe middle, and I caught him climbing up on something and holding it to my mom's mouth.
Wow.
So, Carol, this is the most extraordinary thing about Nathanael, and that servant heart has persisted. And we've seen that over and over. And honestly, I tell everyone, and my husband and I constantly remind Nate that that's what people feel when he sings. Yes, he's gifted. Yes, he works hard. Yes, he's training. But some things you can't teach. And that heart, that's what people feel and hear when he sings. And so that is the first thing. Now, in addition to that, he has been singing and dancing and jumping off things and writing music since he was about 4 years old. And so we knew the gift was there, weren't quite sure what to do with it. He was composing music in preschool. There was a PhD who was there at the preschool working with the children. And when I picked her up, she said, whose kid is this?
Exactly.
He's doing things that nobody should be doing at 3 or 4. And, you know, he would be singing. And so the story goes on. And only about 3 or 4 years ago did he start to really train. But we've seen the gift for many, many years.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said only about 3 or 4 years ago did he begin to train?
Yes.
Y'all. Okay, so family, let me tell you. So I first met them at South. Well, that was my first memory of and when I tell you, you know immediately when you hear Nathaniel's voice, when you hear him sing, you know immediately. It's distinct, it's rich, it is there's so many adjectives that I can think of to describe your voice, but it's one of a kind. It's one of a kind. And that is the thing. And then this little baby came and walked up to me. It's like, well, who was up there? Because the voice that comes from you it's a voice of experience. It's a voice of life. Like that you when you hear his voice, you say, oh yeah, there's some life that's been lived there. It sounds like, you know, it sounds like that's somebody who knows what they are talking about. You know, when you hear someone's interpretation of a song and you say, oh yeah, she meant that, or he meant that. You sound like you have been here for years, like you have lived some life and you are here to tell about it. And it's a beautiful thing though, because it causes you to emote. Like you feel from the first note, you feel what he's saying. He didn't even get the whole line out yet, but you know exactly where he's going when he's singing. And that was the impression that was left upon me when I first heard him sing. I can only imagine as his parents, because you guys are nurturing. You're nurturing this gift, and for you to just share with us like only 3 or 4 years ago that he began to train, that's unbelievable to me. I am still trying to like, wait now. But I'm telling you, family, I just want to let you know that you've got to have this experience. I do want to share with you some of our family members are checking in. Hi there, Miss Edith. Edith is sending good evening to everybody. And thank you so much for the birthday love. Miss Edith, I had a ball, okay? And Melissa, hi there, Melissa. Melissa Harry shares, I love my family. Go Nate the Great. I love it.
We love you too.
She shares, he's such a songbird. Yes. And Christian Winters is checking in as well and shares, a developed artist. I thoroughly enjoy this kid. I second that. Okay. I second that. Thoroughly enjoy.
Carol, may I add something about Nate?
Absolutely. Yes, you may.
Yeah, I one of the major things that I want to add about Nate is that he is not only a feeler, but he's a thinker. And so from his earliest and many sometimes in our culture, we don't have a great appreciation for people that are very thoughtful. And Nate is soulful, but he's also very intellectual. And so that it's that intellect that allows him to reach back historically for the music that speaks to people. And in a sense, he's able to skillfully, through a grace that is upon him, he's able to transliterate Donny Hathaway. He's able to take Curtis Mayfield. He's able to take all of that and bring that to a current context. And that's something very, very special about Nate. And a lot of people aren't able to do that. And that's why when people hear him sing that, they say, "Dag, that's that music. That's that music that I heard in my house when I was 10, when I was 8. That's it." And how is it that a young man like this has captured that? And so his mind is reaching for the past and to bring that in the current moment. That's what I want to add to him.
No, I'm glad that you did. Thank you for adding that. You know, it's well, what we're going to do right now, because I want to add to that what you just said, because I'm in full agreement with everything you just said. But family, listen, it's time for us to take just a short break. If you have just joined us, welcome. We are talking with Nathanael Barlow and his family, and we're talking about this extraordinary talent that I just had to share with you. Listen, know that the phone lines are still open, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. But stay with us, whatever you do, because we will be right back.
I'm Tanya Pendleton, the host of Reality Check. It airs on WURD 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. Join me at WURD's 20th anniversary celebration, November 10th, 6 p.m. at the Fiddler Club. You can buy your tickets at wordradio.com/20th anniversary, and you should, because I'll be there and I'm going to be enjoying myself along with everybody else in the WURD family. We've been surviving and thriving for 20 years, and we want you to come out and help us celebrate 20 years. That's right, 20 of progressive Black talk media.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine. But what about after? What's your routine for facial hair to avoid dry skin, itching, and beard rough? Well, the King C. Gillette Beard Oil is a perfect fit for making your beard feel as good as it looks. It softens your facial hair and moisturizes to help prevent itch due to dry skin. Get facial hair that feels as good as it looks. Just trim, wash, and soften with King C. Gillette.
I'm Carol Riddick, the host of Love and Life. And guess what, family? I will be live. That's right. I can speak with you about the real facts and honest opinions on dating, sexual health, casual and committed relationships. Join me Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The conversations will be served on a judgment-free platter and seasoned with unapologetic realness. So join me Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
This is your celebration.
Greetings, I'm Brother Shamari. I wouldn't have a voice if it wasn't for WURD Radio, Black Talk Media in the city of Philadelphia. 20 years, y'all. Let's celebrate 20 years of a Black institution. Let's celebrate the Lomax family for bringing this wonderful institution to our people. And let's support it and work to make sure we have 200 more years of Black Talk Media.
Hi, my name is Jordan Brogan, CEO at Center for Families and Relationships. Just want to wish WURD Radio a happy 20th anniversary, and thank you so much for everything you do to support the community.
We're celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with Nathanael Barlow and his family. And when I tell you, first of all, I just couldn't wait for you to meet him and to meet them, because I just, there's so much about this baby that I just love that hello. But before the break, his father was sharing with us about his spirit and about how we all identify with that. And you could not have said a truer word. You really could not. It's that feeling with which we all identify. It's that feeling, that same feeling. You said, when he's singing, when he's bringing us back to that good music, that good music. It's that feeling, because it's spirit led. It's I share with everybody, as a creative myself. I mean, we can't buy the gifts that we have. None of us can buy the gifts that we're given by God. We can't. There's nowhere that we can go to get these gifts other than by acquiring them from the one and only. So when you are an open vessel, you receive your charge. That's all there is. We can't help, those of us who are listening, we can't help but feel what is coming from him, because he's an open vessel. We can't help. When you, Mom, you talk about, him being a human being of service from the time he was here. He was born, basically. He was just a creature of service. That's spirit led. That's spirit led. So we can't help but feel him when he sings. So I when you were saying that, I was like, yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I want to take a moment to go to our phone lines. One of our family members is calling to join the conversation. Hi there, and thank you for calling.
Hello, Cal and Nathanael and family. I want y'all, I suggest this to you for what I've already heard. I want one of y'all to give your house a picture. I love art. And I want you to get the artist to take and give a painting and get to put nothing but clocks inside clocks, all different color clocks, and present that to your home, put that in your home. What that represents, Nathaniel, is time. Everything is about time. She mentioned that number 3. It is something about that 3. And we know numbers are significant. And the reason I'm saying that, God, the writer wrote that the Lord will give you a song that the angels cannot sing. And that's what seemed like happened with me. Do this music, sir. Look how it have been the glue that kept your family together. And all those persons that sing like that, and you at a special age, there's probably many others have done the same thing. Keep singing, son. Keep singing in your home, because what it does, it creates an aura in your music. Whoever hears that music, it never goes in one ear and out the other. So continue to do that. Family is very important. I am an expert on family, which I didn't have one, but that's all right. It is people like you, songs like Cal and many other singers, Mr. Will and them, have gave me songs. The woman that raised me, she learned me the Bible through the songs and hymns. Keep on singing. And always remember with your family. It's number one. It's not because anyone, and this is not a negative, it's not because of who any one of them is, and maybe from not being ugly, but your song and your music and your family gather. When you break bread together and sing together, it stays in your life forever. Keep on doing it, Nathaniel. Cal, tomorrow, when I call in, I want to talk about the politics and the governor. I had a chance at relatives to speak with the governor, and I spoke with the governor and those that was out there about Jesus riding that donkey. And it is the symbol of the Democratic Party. And I did that in front of Governor Shapiro. And it was very, very, to me, it made a point. So keep on giving your program, WRD, and those that's listening once again, Cal and myself and many others, we are not telling anyone what to do. But if you join WRD, you'll have a family that extended, maybe not know everybody in the family, but one thing you will know, this is a family you can call in and you can be involved. It's your choice you will make to make things positive. And I said to you, Nathaniel, and what you want to do for your mother and your dad and all y'all, you want to make them cry. I don't know if they have already did that, but what you have given, you can give them many things. But because of your achievement, that's the best gift you can give back. Continue to do so, young fella and family. And may God bless all of y'all with health and strength. Thank you.
Thank you so
God bless
much.
you.
Thank you so much, Ron, always, for your positivity, for your encouragement, and for pouring into all of us. We truly do appreciate you. So, Nathaniel, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what does it feel like getting all of this love from everybody? Because I know you get so much love every time anybody hears you sing. I know they do, because I witnessed it myself. What does that feel like to you?
It feels very encouraging, but at the same time, I'm extremely grateful. I'm grateful that I have a platform to share my gift. I have places like the Clef Club where I study with Mr. Hines. I have places like Settlement and uh, my aunt Dawn's basement where I started my first little voice lessons. Places like my church. I'm just extremely grateful. And then we always say to God be the glory. So I can quickly take those thank yous and say, thank you, God. All of that glory goes away from me and I get back to doing whatever schoolwork or studying or other things that I need to do in order to continue to better myself.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen. So, it was so funny. I chuckled when I was reading some information about you. And of course, my introduction to you is as an artist, but because I was so blown away. Of course, my thought process wasn't that you're a regular kid. I said, wait, he does what? You're an athlete as well.
Yes.
What?
I began gymnastics. I was always interested in gymnastics from a young age. My cousin on my mother's side was involved in gymnastics from, I want to say, about the age of 8 or 7. And I just saw her doing those things. We used to be flipping in the grass, doing all sorts of things to hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
And my brother played football as well. So I come from a family of athletes as well. My mom ran track, so I ran track when I was little. And then I soon developed into gymnastics, which I loved for such a long time.
You know what? I'm telling you, Mom and Dad, I don't know what food y'all were eating or what water y'all were drinking when you made him. But I also read that in 2022, you were the National High Bar and Parallel Bar champion.
Yes, I was. I had the pleasure of being a Willow Grove YMCA twister. Um, and that was a wonderful experience. Got to travel far, do a road trip with my family, and it was just an excellent experience. I met great people. I just had such a fun time doing gymnastics. It was great.
And you saw Kiski.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I know the hour goes by so quickly. So I want to make sure I touch on a few things, particularly. I want to talk about the competition. And Nathaniel and I, we started just a brief conversation before the show started. And I said, wait, because I need our family members to know. I need them to know all about the Apollo, Showtime at the Apollo competition. Please, family, talk with us about that competition.
So one day I happened to come home from school and my mom said, Nate, you're going to the Apollo. You're going to amateur night at the Apollo. And I said, oh, great. Like, cool. Oh, what makes you say that? She was like, well, I sent them an audition tape of yours. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, when is that? And my mom has a history of doing these things, but I always end up so very grateful. Just like the first time where she recorded me singing, and I ended up with my first solo at church singing Whitney Houston's "Do You Hear What I Hear," where she secretly recorded me and sent sent that recording to the minister of music and said he needs to sing at church. But with the Apollo, we're actually chartering a bus. I've had the pleasure of beginning in March at the competition and progressing to my last round, which was August 16th. and now on my way to the finals of November 22nd. So it's just been a wonderful experience. Like we're talking about community, I've had the pleasure of having a community behind me who hops on a bus every time to the Apollo, and they all just come and support. They get their tickets, and I see them in the audience. I see, the aunties, the uncles, the community members, the family, everybody.
I love that. I said, wait a minute, you what? You what? He said, yeah, I've been in the competition, I've progressed. And I was like, wait, and you know what I love? I'm talking with him now. I have all of the excitement, of course, because he's just sharing, and this, and then that, and just like when I was saying, so wait, you were the 2022 champion. He's like, oh yeah, I was. Like, my goodness. I am, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations as it pertains to all of who you are, all of who you have been, who you are, and who you will be. I know that's going to be a continuing, ongoing congratulations, because you're such a bright star. You are such a bright star. And it just makes me so happy. I was saying that I wanted to share, you particularly just because of who you are, just who you are. When I met you and you said, Miss Carol, so and so and so and so, and then when I said, was that the little boy that I was just talking to? Was that the same little boy? I was really, really, truly blown away. I do just want to share that one of our family members, Miss Julie, she's listening to Memoir. His mother, Janine Barlow. She's sharing it on YouTube, descriptive in my own words, seeing him engage the audience, a persona charisma, phenomenal. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Keisha, thank you for the love. I just want to let you know that I see your birthday. Thank you, Keisha. Cheryl is joining us as well, and she shares good evening, family. That's Cheryl Hicks Lucas, our family member who is joining us. Hey there, beautiful. What I do want to do is, we've got about 3 minutes. Nate, do you think you could sing us just a little something so that our family members could hear you? Because I'm on 1,000 and I want our family members to be able to hear just a little bit of you. Maybe just a verse of something, if you don't mind.
I'd be glad to. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything that I need. He lets me rest in the meadows grass, and then he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing hand, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe in his arms.
I needed that. Thank you for that. Malcolm shares. All right now, youngster. And Nasir is joining us, and he's saying peace and blessings to us all, family. That right there, that was the magnificence of Nathanael Barlow. Yes, we are safe in his arms, aren't we? Aren't we? Praise God for that. Oh, family, if you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are talking with Nathanael Barlow and his family, his mother and father. And we're talking about how extraordinary of a human being this young man is. What we're going to do right now is take just a short commercial break, but stay with us because we are coming right back.
And now,
In the midst of challenging times, our Black spaces, our voices, and our stories are under attack. Our goal? To reach 2,000 members by the end of the year. We need your support now more than ever. WURD Radio has been your trusted source for Black talk media for 20 years, and we want to continue making history for another 20. This is urgent, and the time to act is now. Help us move forward and up to reach our goal. Visit wordradio.com and join the movement. Let's stand together. Let's make a difference. Go to wordradio.com and become a member today.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming Give Back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com and look for the Harvest banner. It's harvest time, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The Harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, welcome back, family. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick. We are talking with Nathanael Barlow and his family, his mother and his father. And I don't know if you were with us before the commercial break, but we all received a blessing. I know I did. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for obliging. Thank you so much for accommodating. Just thank you so much for sharing. I do want to share with you that one of our family members, Cheryl, she shares congratulations. You remind me of my nephew, who I watched hone his skills for years. He's an adult now, and he has about 2 or 3 Tony's Barrymore Awards for Best Male Vocalist. Rodney Hicks, she suggests, look him up. May God bless and keep you. And Deidris, hey there, beautiful. Deidris Nix shares awesome. Keep up the great works in God and continue giving him the glory. And thank you for that heartfelt rendition. Kudos to mom and dad for raising a shining star. I know that's right. And I forget, and I'm listening to you talk about your siblings. I forget because, when I first talked to Nathanael, I was thinking he was an only child. And he says, no, look, we're all athletic. We do so much. That has, trying to raise a family and you've got kids who have gifts and talents and who are, gifted in sports, one's gifted in that has to be taxing. I know it's worth it. So that's not what I'm saying, God. I'm not saying that. But I'm curious to know how you, mom and dad, manage, because they're different especially when you're talking about sports, you're talking about entertainment, and you're talking about everything. How do you guys manage?
Carol, I think before Janine, I know Janine's going to add a lot to that. I think when you see successful young people, I think it has a lot to do with what Janine and I have created. We like to call intentional family culture. And so there's an intentionality, number one, believing that every child that we have is born with a purpose. And then that purpose gives way to their gifting. And so creating the space for that to happen has been very important in our marriage, in our family, and also modeling for them. Modeling for them how to talk, modeling for them the reading, modeling for them the searching, the questioning. And so when kids see it, they can be it. So and so bringing them in a natural space where that can happen creates this natural progression of what you see in Nathanael, because he's seeing that in our church community. He saw that from two great sets of grandparents. And so when all of that happens, it produces great children. And I don't want us to think that it can't happen for anybody, but the sacrifice is that it requires an intentionality to say, we're going to model this. Nene, I know you want to add some things. I didn't want that to be lost on us.
Yeah, so many things come to mind. My aunt Anita always says excellence is not an accident. And it's not. My husband talks about intentionality, consistency. And my mom, Sandra Winters, used to say, these children ain't asked to be here.
We heard that a lot.
Speaks to the responsibility, right? To shepherd a child's heart. And we've really just been serious about listening and watching for who God says each of them are. Joshua, Grace, and Nathaniel are all extraordinary but different human beings. And then once we identify it, we were committed to doing whatever it took to help them develop and hone their skill. Our daughter Grace, it's funny you asked this question because she's at Spelman now. And she said to me just a few minutes before we got on today, she said, I was speaking to someone and they said, you talk a lot about what you do, but you don't talk about who you are. She said, that kind of bothered me, Mom. And I said, if that was said to just any average person, there could be something there. I said, but for you, you've been raised to live your life on purpose. Therefore, when you talk about what you do, you are talking about who you are.
You are.
That's not true for everyone, but when you live on purpose, it's true. And so identifying it, leaning into it, developing them, and our parents did the same things for us. So we owe, Carol. And so we're just grateful that God has been gracious.
And Carol, to what Janine said, it is taxing. It does require an investment of finances, time. But children also need to see what's happening in you, Dad. What's happening in you, Mom? What's happening in the two of you together? I'll never forget my daughter saying, I feel safe because of you and Mom.
Wow.
I feel safe because of your relationship. And that speaks volumes. And that allows a young person to develop this innate confidence to go wherever, to do whatever, and to move with anyone.
Yes,
We have to talk to our children. What happens when you're in a space when you're the only one that looks like you? What happens when you're in a space that you feel intimidated. Do this. Have you studied? Have you prepared? That's why you see behind me and all throughout our room, you see books.
Yep.
Because the books are the gateway to people who have lived it.
Yes.
And so we're modeling for them. If we ain't do it, somebody else did it. Read it and do likewise.
I love it. I love it. Oh, wait, I have to have you two come on and talk. Wait, listen again.
And that's yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please. No, please.
And that's why we call Nate a modern day Paul Robeson, someone who is Renaissance. Robeson spoke 16 different languages. He broke through in so many different arenas, but we also like to add the fact that Robeson was because of a Black woman, his wife, Essie, who gave up her medical career and planned how he would be. Now, that's an untold story.
It is.
Read those narratives. Those narratives allow you to step into a space with integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity for what has happened historically. And that's what you'll see in a Josh, a Nate, and a Grace. And then you add that to the anointing, the grace of God. It just takes you to a different space. And then you see young people who are saying, well, I'm bypassing sex. I'm bypassing smoking a blunt. I'm bypassing all that. Why? Because I have something to do.
I have a purpose.
And when we saw Nate down at the Clef Club, we're like, yo, this boy's down there from 8 to 3 and he's cool with it.
Because he has a purpose. Yes, he has a purpose. Oh, so I want to share with our family members before we run out of time. I want them to know how they can find out more information about you. How, if any of our family members want to support the competition, the Apollo competition, how do we find you? How do we find you? What do we do?
Well, you can go on Google and Google my name spelled Nathanael Barlow, Nathanael Barlow. And you can do the same on Instagram, just with a period in the middle. So that's Nathanael Barlow, and find me on Facebook as well. In that bio, you'll find a link to the Eventbrite where you can buy tickets to go support me and hop on the bus to the Apollo, because I love to have you all as a part of my community. And yeah, that's where you can learn more about me. I just did some recent interviews with CBS 3 as well as Fox 29. So if you're interested in seeing those, and WHYY, so you can look up those articles and interviews and find out more about me.
I love it. Okay, and what's the date of the competition at the Apollo?
The date of the next round, the finale at the Apollo, is November 22nd. Wednesday.
November 22nd. Wednesday, is that?
Yes.
Wednesday, November 22nd. Okay, I want to make sure. Our family members know. Rowena is joining us, and she shares that song that you sang is very powerful. And trust. Congratulations. Keep up on your anointing gifts God gave you. Glory to God, and thank you. Thank you. Zen is joining us. Hey there, Zen. Zen Motley shares. Guys, it's a blessing. Guys, it's a blessing to me. A together family, mother and father, building a family, living and loving. I am so glad to see this. That is my blessing, to see this. Amen.
Wow.
That Zen, thank you for that. It is. And Harry, hi there, Harry. So happy to have you join us. He shares simply amazing. Amazing. Family, I'm so glad that you are just sharing with them, because I'm telling you, this is how I feel about you all. And I'm so glad that they too feel the same way about you. Zen shares, this is one of the things that I pray for. So I am so grateful to you all for being the blessing that you are, receiving your charge with your babies, with your blessings that were given to you, and just nurturing, coddling, I mean, really, and for showing us, for just being open about who you are with us, because as you know, our family members are sharing with you, we need this.
Yes.
We need this. We need each other.
Yes.
You know, I say it every day. I say it all the time. I say it as a Black people, we need each other. But I feel like as the Black man and woman, we need to get back to each other. And it's so important to see and to hear the two of you talking about your family, to talking about God at the height of it, at the core of it, in and above everything that you do and who you are and how planted he is in you and your family, and to just hear you give him thanks and praise, and it just feels wonderful. So thank you for being the blessings that you are individually, just
for having us
and together. Thank you so much, family. Y'all know how emotional I am. Y'all know how emotional I am. I'm together though. But I'm still singing "Safe in His Arms." I'm still stuck on that. I'm still stuck on it. But as we begin to go to our next commercial break, family, I thank you, Barlow family. I thank you so much, and I would love to have you all come back on, just whenever you are able to do so. Nate, we're going to stay in touch, okay? Because I want to know if I could, I would be there. I promise you, I would be there if I could on the 22nd. But we are going to let our family members know all about what's going on with you. So thank you, Barlow family, for coming. I love you.
We love you. We loved you at first sight, Carol.
So thank you,
Carol. Thank you for the space. Thank you for the space.
Absolutely.
Share. Thank you.
Well, Miss Julie, look, our family member, she shares details. Nathanael Barlow, Instagram, ticket info for Apollo finale. Save the date, November 22nd. That's right. On that note, I'm going to commercial break. Family, have a great night. I love you.
Love you.
Let's face it, life looks a little different. During these times, we're doing our best to keep our minds and bodies strong. And getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like having game night at home. Yeah, can't do that while sick with the flu. Now imagine family movie night that your daughter can't live without. Well, that's ruined. And don't forget your uncle's socially distanced cookout. See, that's why it's important to be at our strongest. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on The Source.
See, when we stop listening to people because we think that we can't hear those things in our ears, if we allow people to talk, they tell us who they are. If we allow people to talk and listen to them, we understand either, oh, this is someone where I might want to go do some stuff with this person, or hell to the no, I'm not hanging out with this person based on the things that they say. But if we lock people out of these conversations, we lock them out and don't give them a space to have an opinion, we often get fooled into thinking, oh, well, maybe I should, or maybe I shouldn't. It is the wise person that has 2 ears and 1 mouth. And when we listen more than we talk, we tend to get more done. To my sisters who might be sitting around listening to this radio show, I know it's not easy, but I don't take it personally. You can't. If you want to rise and grow and do what needs to be done on behalf of the people, then you have to find spaces of safety where you can talk to people, where you know you can let all that stuff out and then go back together and go do what you need to do.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
For more than a decade, Comcast has been committed to bridging the digital divide in Philadelphia and across the country. From connecting people to the internet to opening doors for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and storytellers, they are helping to create a future that benefits generations to come. Now, Comcast is expanding their efforts through Project Up, their comprehensive initiative to help build a future of unlimited possibilities. Backed by a $1 billion commitment to reach tens of millions of people over the next decade, Comcast is working to ensure all Philadelphians have the skills, resources, and opportunities they need to participate and excel in an increasingly digital world. This includes partnering with community experts to build a network of digital navigators, trusted individuals who help build awareness around initiatives like the government's Affordable Connectivity Program and teach critical digital skills to get more people online. Project Up, building a future of unlimited possibilities. Learn more at comcast.com/Project Up. Through Project Up, Comcast is committing $1 billion to build a future of unlimited possibilities.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
This November, WURD honors those who served in the United States Armed Forces. Today, we acknowledge the first Black chief of U.S. Army Nurses Corps, who became the first African-American female general in 1979. Born October 10, 1927, this native of Westchester, PA, enlisted in the Army in 1955, served in Japan, trained surgical nurses en route to Vietnam, and served as the director of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Nursing. WURD acknowledges Brigadier General Hazel Johnson Brown. This Veterans Day vignette was brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. The Pennsylvania Lottery benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at WURDradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome back to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life. How about that? How about that? Family, there's some things that I want to remind you of. Number one is the harvest. I want to remind you that WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find more information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com/the harvest and look for the harvest banner. It's harvest time, and we are sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I want to remind everyone also that we need support from our community. We need your support. Our Forward and Up campaign has an unprecedented goal for WURD Radio to recruit 2,000 members for the Forward movement. I believe in WURD. I know you know this. And because you're listening, I know that you do too. If you are not already a member of the Forward movement, well, now is the time. Go to wordradio.com and click membership right there at the top of the page. Help us to reach our goal of 2,000 members in our 20th year of Black Talk Media. Last thing I want to tell you is that tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. That's right. I won't see you for the first hour. I'll see you at 8 though. But at 7 p.m., we will host a special 1 hour-long broadcast featuring reality check host Tanya Pendleton, our beloved, in conversation with Suleiman Rahman of Diverse Force Christina Wall of the Barra Foundation, and Jody Harris of PIDC, discussing the new initiative, Vision Philadelphia, a partnership of Philadelphia-based philanthropic organizations unified behind a desire for a brighter future in our city. The broadcast will air from 7 until 8 p.m. and is part of the Every Voice, Every Vote collaborative journalism initiative spearheaded by the Lenfest Institute for Journalism. So, family, I just want to reiterate and say to you that I'm so happy that the Barlow family touched you in the way that they touched me. When I first met them, I mean, really, they just exuded love, and I felt just a closeness. You could feel it when you're in their presence. And Nate, he was so sweet. He came to me. It was at South. I will never forget. We were celebrating Gerald Beasley for his birthday, and we were at South. And it was a jam session, and Nate came over to me, and he said, Miss Carol, and he introduced himself to me. And I said, oh, he's so sweet. He's so cute. Well, when I tell you, this baby went to sing, and he stopped me dead in my tracks. I said, that could not possibly have been the little baby that I was just talking to. It could not possibly. And then the only reason that I did not share with you a video to give you the full effect was because I, was unable to do so. But I urge you to look up some video clips of him. Check him out on YouTube. I urge you to do that. And I know you had a little taste of him singing "Safe in His Arms." Oh, to God be the glory. But I definitely urge you, when you hear him sing anything, it's really a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing. He's truly anointed. I said that to him that night. I said, he's truly anointed. And like I say, the hour goes by so quickly. Didn't get to have him share about his hobbies and all. I told you he's an athlete as well. He's a gifted athlete. I shared with you that he was the national high bar and parallel bar champion in 2022. But he's also an instrumentalist, a visual artist, a playwright, and he loves to sew. I mean, y'all, he's just an extraordinary baby. I love our babies, and it brings me joy. It brings me pleasure, and it feels like a hug to my spirit to be able to share a baby with you that is doing good things, doing great things. So I'm so glad that you enjoyed meeting him. Before we start the conversation with our next guest, I want to talk with you about some things that are going on in the news, y'all. I read an article today that DoorDash is warning customers that orders without a tip may take longer to deliver. Did you see that? Did you see that? The article reads, if you're not willing to fork over some extra cash for your DoorDash delivery driver, you could be left waiting longer for that order. The food delivery service added a pop-up disclaimer in its app for some customers who choose not to tip their delivery driver. Orders with no tip might take longer to get delivered. Are you sure you want to continue? That's what the warning reads. How many of you all use DoorDash? I'm curious to know. I'm really curious to know and what you think or how you feel about that. And when I saw this other article, I saw it the other day, but I said, well, actually, I saw this other article yesterday, but I said, oh, I can't wait to hear from our sports fans. How do you feel about the 76ers trading James Harden? How do you feel about that, our basketball fans? I'm curious to know. What the interesting thing is that I was just having a conversation about the 76ers yesterday. It was yesterday, yes. And then I read this article, and we were talking specifically about James Harden. So it was it was it was just interesting to see it. But the article read that the 76ers trade James Harden, PJ Tucker, Philippe Petrusev in exchange for several players and draft picks. And so I'm just curious to know what you think. What do you think? What do you think? How do you feel about that? And this other article that I read, it reads about 2 victims being carjacked in South Philadelphia. So all of my South Philadelphia family, well, I'm sure we should all be on alert. But this reads 2 victims were carjacked on the same South Philadelphia street within minutes. Did y'all see that? Yesterday, this article read a scary morning in South Philadelphia saw 2 different carjackings, both orchestrated by 3 suspects just minutes apart and only blocks away. Police say the first unfolded around 1:30 a.m. on the 300 block of Reed Street when a woman was forced out of her vehicle at gunpoint. Now, I know in the beginning of the year we were experiencing a lot of carjackings. Women particularly were being targeted, but now it looks like we still need to be on alert. This, as I just shared, this article shares that 2 victims were carjacked on the same street within minutes. So, family, I always ask you to be careful. I always ask you to be careful, but just please, just really be careful. So Harry shares, bye-bye, Harden. How come I knew that was coming? I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I said, I can only imagine that there will be more than enough people to say goodbye to James Harden. I knew that. I knew that. So, how many of you are Amazon shoppers? I have to be honest. I'm an Amazon shopper. I am. I read this article. It reads that Amazon is sued by the Federal Trade Commission and 17 other states over allegations that it inflates online prices and overcharges sellers. Y'all know I think I'm doing something when I go on Amazon. I think I'm getting a bargain and getting something good. And I said, Amazon, And so I'm curious to know, are you all addicted to Amazon like I am? I'm just curious to know. I want to know. These are things that are popping through my mind as I'm reading these articles. So I want to know. This article, okay, this reads Los Angeles is using artificial intelligence to predict who might become homeless and try to help them before they do. Did you see that? It reads, with that goal, the pilot program is using artificial intelligence to predict who is most likely to land on the streets so the county can step in to offer help before that happens. It reads the statistic shares that on average, for every 207 Angelenos who exit homelessness every day, 227 others fall into it. First of all, I was unaware that homelessness was at such an all-time high in Los Angeles, but that number there, that is that's terrible. It's terrible, but what do you think about that? I'm curious to know what you think about that. And this one, Panera. Do you all go to Panera Bread? This reads Panera faces lawsuit over charged lemonade energy drink after a Penn student's death. A University of Pennsylvania student with a heart condition died after consuming a heavily caffeinated energy drink at Panera Bread that she may have believed was regular lemonade, her parents alleged in a wrongful death suit against the restaurant chain. So the follow-up to that was that they did not get rid of the drink. They just have a disclaimer letting you know that it has high caffeine content. What do you think about that? Family, I want to know. Let me know. If you're joining us on our socials, feel free to comment on our socials. But if not, give me a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call me toll free at 1-866-361-0900. I am so curious to know what you think about those stories. Oh, I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. In the meantime, no, I have one more. I read this and I thought it was of interest. Facial recognition technology jailed a man for days. Did you see that story? His lawsuit joins others from Black plaintiffs. Randall Karan Reed was driving to his mother's home the day after Thanksgiving last year when police pulled him over and arrested him on the side of a busy Georgia interstate. He was wanted for crimes in Louisiana, they told him, before taking him to jail. He, who prefers to be identified as Quran, would spend the next several days locked up trying to figure out how he could be a suspect in a state he says he's never visited. Y'all, now you know we've had conversations about artificial intelligence. I just shared 2 stories that involve artificial intelligence with you. But in any event, I'm sharing this. I just want to know what your thoughts are and how you feel about things. Before I introduce you to our next guest, I want to check in on our socials. Hey there, Miss. My cousin, Misty Jones, is joining us. She says, hey, Kim Carroll. She's the only person that calls me that. She calls me Kim Carroll. Always has my entire life. Malcolm shares, God forbid they do the right thing and pull that drink off the shelves. I said the same thing, Malcolm. If you know that there is a beverage that is potentially, it's causing harm. Why? Why is it still available? Why? What are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? In any event, I do want you to meet our next guest. She is an award-winning Black queer filmmaker from Silver Springs, Maryland, currently based in New York City. Her work is centered around a mission to tell stories that capture coming-of-age experiences, showcase Black joy, and reimagine liberation for marginalized communities. Family, I invite you to the conversation with none other than Natalie Harris. Hello there, beautiful. How are you? Uh-oh, we have her muted. There she is. There she is. Hi there. Well, we're unable to hear you at the moment. I don't hear you just yet. We may be having a technical issue. In the meantime, I do want to share that Alfred is checking in. Hi there, Alfred. He's sharing some love, some peace and blessings with everybody. And Zen shares, that's why it's called artificial intelligence. Artificial. What? I'm with you on that. This conversation about artificial intelligence, it's just, it's a really, really interesting one. I think we should dig deep into that. I think we should have a conversation about that. Natalie, can we finally hear you? Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Natalie. That was an issue. So family, that was
Hello.
my own fault. That was my own fault while we couldn't hear Natalie. But hi
That's
there.
okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. 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 We were just talking about some things taking place in the world, some headlines I was sharing with our family members. We were just, talking about what's going on in the world. But we are
There's so
happy to
much.
have you. What, Natalie? There's so much. But we're happy to have you join us. So happy to have you join us. What I want to share with our family members is that you have a film that will be featured at a film festival in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
I do. Yes.
Yes. Well, we love the arts here. We love the arts here. So I want to make our family members aware. Before we do that, I want to acknowledge a response to one of my comments from our socials. Cheryl Mobley Stimson. She shares, hey, Carol, listening and driving, trying to get out of this cold weather. You better, girl, be careful, though. Feeling burdened. News about those carjackings is just disgusting. It's really troubling to hear. Lord, please help. Please be a hedge of protection all around us. Really, I mean, I thought we were getting better. I was feeling better about the whole carjacking scenario because I thought we were getting, well, I don't want to say past it because I know the crime is everywhere. But in the beginning of the year in Philadelphia, we had a ridiculous amount of carjackings taking place and women, we were being targeted. So it just saddens me to hear that it's starting again. Natalie, I digress. Like I said, we were talking about headlines and we were talking about some things going on in the news. And what I do want to do, though, is I want to share you with our family members, but we're so close to a commercial break. What we're going to do is take just a short commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to find all about what Natalie Harris is doing, what she has to share with us, and how we can come and support. So, family, if you've just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD with yours truly, Carol Riddick. Know that the phone lines are still open and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. But whatever you do, stay with us because we will be right back.
Hey, son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, philosophy about this.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's a celebration.
You're invited to join WURD Radio in celebration of our 20th anniversary. It's an evening of Black excellence and elegance, Friday, November 10th at the beautiful Fiddler Club in downtown Philadelphia. The event begins at 6 p.m. The evening will include a tribute to Cody Anderson and longtime WURD hosts with a special appearance by Bill Anderson. The celebration continues with a live performance by songstress Carol Riddick, and DJ Gary O will be rocking the house with a dance party featuring your favorites from the old school till today. For WURD members, you get a special discounted price. Visit wordradio.com/20th anniversary for tickets and information. Our 20th anniversary celebration is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery, Jefferson Health Plan, Tucker Law Group, Wells Fargo, and Penn Medicine.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Tune into WURD Radio this Thursday at 10 a.m. for City Council Live, hosted by Ernest Owens. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
This WURD public service announcement is a reminder that every voice and every vote counts. We are committed to keeping you informed, and we encourage you to participate in the process.
What up, Philly? It's Solomon Jones. I want to implore you to come out and vote. Voting is so important. It is about resources. That's why there are people who are trying to stop you from voting, because whoever controls those offices controls the resources, the tax dollars that you work for. They're going to take the money anyway. It's yours. If you don't have a vote, you don't have a voice, and they can do whatever they want with the money that they take from you in order to run our community. We want you to have a voice. We want you to have a vote, not because Black people died 50 years ago, but because Black people are dying right now. We want to live. And in order to do that, we have to come together, we have to work together, and we have to vote.
This PSA is a part of Every Voice, Every Vote, a collaborative project of the Lenfest Institute for Journalism, with lead support provided by the William Penn Foundation. Learn more at www.everyvoice-everyvote.org. Editorial content is created independently of the project's donors.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD with yours truly, Carol Riddick. We are talking with Natalie Harris. What I did not share with you is that Natalie's recent film, Ben in Bloom will be featured at a film festival in New Hope, Pennsylvania called Queer Cuts New Hope. This festival will showcase films from various filmmakers that show off New Hope's rich queer history. Natalie is also a recipient of a $55,000 award to make the project Ben in Bloom. In the making of this film, she had the privilege of working with award-winning directors and producers, and she's here to talk with us about this journey, to share with us about the film, and just to share overall. Natalie, again, welcome and thank you for joining us. Please tell us about, first of all, tell us about you, from where you come. I don't want to jump right into the film. I want to know about you. From where do you come? What do you
Sure.
hail?
Thank you so much again for having me. Yeah, my name is Natalie, and I am a filmmaker. I'm currently based in New York, but originally I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, the DMV area, if you're familiar.
Mhm.
A lot of my films are focused on telling coming of age stories. That's really my main passion. I went to NYU Tisch for film school, and I graduated knowing that I really wanted to direct and write and produce films that I didn't see growing up,
Mm.
especially for young Black girls. That's a really huge part of my work.
Okay.
And so I've directed a couple of different short films, some commercials as well. And Ben and Bloom is kind of like my return into making documentary work. So I'm really excited for people to be able to see it. My last short film is actually called Pure, and it's streaming on HBO, or now Max. It's streaming on Max, and that's a coming of age short film about a young Black girl figuring out her queer identity in the cotillion space.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
First of all, congratulations. I don't think I said that.
Thank you.
Congratulations, because I mean that's an incredible accomplishment. So congratulations to you. So
Appreciate it.
will in the film will you display Ben in Bloom? Is that what's being
Yes.
displayed at
Yes, I'll display Ben and Bloom, and there are 4 other filmmakers as well who are in this cohort, and we all have made short films about the life and history of New Hope. Ben and Bloom is more of a look towards the future and the present. It's about
Okay.
a young non-binary and queer former high school student. They just graduated, named Ben, and it's about how they became the confident person they are today, and their family and community members who really poured into them because their school district is very difficult for LGBTQ students.
Oh, wow. So, I have so many thoughts going through my head, so many questions. I want to ask about Pure. I want to ask about Ben and Bloom, and I also want to know more about the festival. But I'm curious to know. So, the body of work that you described as as documentary style, was that Ben and
Mhm.
Bloom, or was that
Yes.
Pure? That is Ben and
Ben
Bloom.
and Bloom, yes. They're all
Ah,
documentaries.
okay. See, thank you, thank you, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So, so what what does it mean to you to be one of the recipients to receive, first of all, $55,000? That's a nice award. What does it
Yeah.
mean to you to be one of the recipients um, of this award, number one? And yeah, what does that mean to you? I'm
Yeah.
curious to know.
Definitely. It's meant a lot, you know. I'm definitely so grateful to this program for providing this kind of support and platform
Mhm.
to emerging LGBTQ filmmakers. It's really incredible. And really, it means that you're able to expand your body of work and
Mhm.
tell stories in a really professional way and have the resources you need. That way, your films can succeed and set yourself up for even more films and hopefully a career that you're proud of. So it really means a lot to be able to have this support and continue to make films that speak to my voice and
Mhm.
empower my communities.
So tell me what was the process? How did you find out about um, the
Program.
festival actually?
Yeah, yeah. So the films were created through a program called Queer Cuts New Hope, And I was invited to apply because the program was sponsored by Outfest Film Festival in LA and
Okay.
Traverse 32, and I'm an alum of 3 Outfest, festivals slash programs, and so I was kind of in their network, and so I pitched to them, the film that I wanted to make, and I was lucky enough to be selected, so that's how I got here.
Wow. Wow. So, with the information that I was sharing with our family members, um, well, um, I was about to make a statement. I'm still going to make the statement, but now as I'm about to say it, I'm thinking, well, I would have no way of knowing. But New Hope has a rich queer history. I was unaware, but I wouldn't know. So
Mhm.
it's interesting that there is a whole festival to raise awareness, number one, because I imagine
Mhm.
that's one of the initiatives to raise awareness and to provide us a safe space, if you will, because there's so
Mhm.
much that I don't know. There's so much that I don't know.
Yeah.
So, how long has the festival been around? Are you aware?
Yeah, this is the first of its kind, I believe, for New Hope. And I also didn't know much about New Hope's queer history before this program.
Mm,
So we're all learning, and I think the beautiful thing about our films is that we can, share with the world this history of New Hope that a lot of us didn't know
yeah.
before, and hopefully it can live on.
So I want to know what the experience was like for you working with award-winning directors and producers to make your film.
Definitely. I had a mentor,
Mhm.
named Dorisha. She's an amazing documentary director. She has a feature film called Mama Bears that at first, I didn't understand why they paired everyone up the way they did. I was really curious about what the through line was.
Mhm.
Sometimes as a Black filmmaker, they just pair you with another Black filmmaker solely based on that, which is fine, but I was curious if there was something more, and I realized how much we had in common and, how similar our voices are in terms of film, and her documentary is about, mothers of LGBTQ youth, and adults,
Mhm.
and, their relationships with the church and accepting their children. And a lot of my films have very similar themes. And in fact, Ben's mom in my documentary actually refers to herself as a mama bear. So
Oh.
I didn't even know that until we were on set, and I just realized just the like how much we're aligned, and that was really special.
Mm. Mm. That had to have been. So, and I don't want to impose, but I do want to know, um, have you had a difficult journey thus far? Um, is creativity, is your journey what brought you to um, experimenting with film and production and entertainment? Have you had a difficult journey?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many ups and downs to being in this industry. I graduated from college in May 2020, right in the
Mhm.
middle of the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic.
Right.
And everything was so uncertain for me. I didn't even know if I would be able to actually be a filmmaker. I didn't know what anything was going to look like. So, yeah, there definitely have been some difficulties and still are, especially when you're
Sure.
starting out and trying to find your footing. But I'm really grateful to programs like this and the people I've met through Queer Cuts New Hope, because we're able to have community and really support each other. And that makes a lot of this so much easier, and it makes you feel
Mhm.
less alone when you are going through those difficult times.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I read that your work has been featured in Teen Vogue, Them
Yes.
magazine,
Yeah.
Huffington Post, The Cut on NBC, and in several other publications and other media outlets. Congratulations. That's
Thank
just, I mean,
you.
really congratulations, because that speaks volumes. It says a lot about, your talent and about your work. It
Thank you
speaks
so much.
so loudly about your work. I just Congrats. I do want to share this. Some of our family members are checking in. Joey Dixon is saying, peace, vote, vote, vote. He's absolutely right about that. Thank you for joining us, Joey, as always. Michael Upshaw is joining us. Hey, Mike. He's sending peace and blessings to everybody, as always. And Tim. Hey, Tim. He says, hey, Carol. Tim is joining us as well. He's sending me a happy belated birthday wish, and I receive it. Thank you. I had a ball. And Miss Lily is joining us. Hi, Miss Lily. Always happy to have you join us as well. Family, we are talking with Natalie Harris. She is an award-winning Black queer filmmaker. And she is sharing with us about her journey. She's sharing with us about her projects. She's sharing with us about life, just life in general. If you want to join the conversation, feel free to do so by sharing a comment on our socials. You can also give us a call, and you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. I do want to take a moment to go back to our socials. And Miss Julie is sharing. She shared she's noticing more and more that the lettered communities have been very vocal as it pertains to perhaps second thoughts on transitional steps. She's hoping to hear more about their collective knowledge of the experimental injustices, referencing the Sunshine Project. Edward Hammond, who is the director, dedicated to upholding prohibitions against biological warfare and particularly abuse and biotechnology. She watched the beginning of Grace. It will definitely need an age-appropriate rating. Director. I love that. Miss Julie, when I tell you, y'all, family, I don't know. For those of you who are unaware, I love Miss Julie. Miss Julie sends me information and materials to read. She keeps me on my toes and helps me to stay educated. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Julie. And Alfred, I receive your happy belated birthday wish and the continued blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Family, I love all the love that you all have been sharing. And I don't think I could thank you enough for all of the birthday wishes and the love that was expressed and extended to me. My birthday was on Monday, October 30th. That was why I wasn't here. I was out being the big kid that I am. So I want to take the time just to say thank you, because I have been receiving your messages, and I promise you, I'm going to respond to all of you. I promise you. I promise you. It might take me some time, but I will. Ms. Joanne is sharing good evening. She's sending peace and love to everybody. That's Miss Joanne Dorman. That's who that is. So, Natalie, I'm curious to know about some of the other stories that you will share in, or that you have shared in your other bodies of work, because I did share with our family members that your work has been featured in several forms of media, or several media outlets. So I'm curious to know about some of the other storylines. Would you share with us, please?
Sure. So I'm working on, really my goal for the next while is to make my first feature length film. Mostly I've made shorts, but I really would love to make a feature, and I'm actually working on turning the film that's on Max Pure into a feature right now and expanding that story, and hopefully being able to tell it on a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
And I also I think I saw someone in that last message that they saw the beginning of my short film Grace, but that film
Mm-hmm.
isn't actually out yet. So I'm not sure if they meant Pure instead. But I do have a short film called Grace that is almost finished and will be entering film festival circuits very soon. And that is a period piece about a young Black girl growing up in the 1950s South, and grappling with the religious tradition of getting baptized.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
it's inspired. Oh, it's
no, go ahead.
inspired by a lot of Black Southern Gothic films like Eve's Bayou, Daughters of the Dust, and even some literature like The Color Purple as well.
Mm. Family, if you have just joined us, I'm digesting all of this. Family, if you have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're going to take just a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with our guest in this hour, Natalie Harris. Stay with us, family, because we're coming right back.
And now,
in the midst of challenging times, our Black spaces, our voices, and our stories are under attack. Our goal? To reach 2,000 members by the end of the year. We need your support now more than ever. WURD Radio has been your trusted source for Black talk media for 20 years, and we want to continue making history for another 20. This is urgent, and the time to act is now. Help us move forward and up to reach our goal. Visit wordradio.com and join the movement. Let's stand together. Let's make a difference. Go to wordradio.com and become a member today.
after my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up with WURD.
Roxanne Jones is a former VP at ESPN, CNN opinion writer, Emmy-nominated producer. So that's Flavor Flav. He sang the national anthem at the Milwaukee Bucks game. Afterward, he said it was a lifelong bucket list item. Meanwhile, the internet had mixed reactions. Roxanne, and seeing him do this, it made me wonder what it means to be an American, especially when you're Black.
I think that, it always amazes me. It's part of our resilience in the Black community, considering our history, our tortured history in this nation, that we are some of the most patriotic people. And as I hear everybody talking about Israel's right to defend, because the war is definitely front and forward for me, Black people have never been given a right to defend. Like, if anybody has a right to defend, us Native Americans, we have a right to defend. But instead of taking up arms, we stand and sing the national anthem for this country.
Tune in to Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, right here on WURD. We are talking with Natalie Harris, and she is an award-winning Black queer filmmaker, originally from Silver Spring, Maryland, but she's currently based in New York City. And she's been sharing with us about her journey thus far. Natalie, I know we're coming toward the close of the show, and I want to make sure our family members know how to find you. So that's the first question I have for you. How can our family members find out? Well, how can we find you on your socials or your website? Or
Yeah, you can find me. I have a website, www.nataliejharris.com. I'm also on Instagram. It's just my name, at Natalie Jasmine Harris. And yeah, those are my main ways to find me. And then you can watch my short film Pure on HBO Max.
now, how long is the film festival Queer Cuts running?
So it's this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's only this Saturday, but our films will also be streamed on the Advocate channel for 2 days, I believe, November 6th and 7th.
Okay, November 6th and 7th. And I'm curious to know, what would you like your audience to take away from watching your films? What is the takeaway that you'd like for them to have?
The main takeaway that I would like for audiences to have is to feel joy and to be able to step into someone else's shoes and lived experience, and hopefully gain some empathy as well.
Mm, empathy in from the storylines or for anything in particular?
Yes, from the storylines, for the identities
Mhm.
that we don't often see, especially with Ben and Bloom, there are so many bills being passed that are restricting the rights of queer and trans youth, especially in the schools. And I'm hoping that when people watch this film, they can start to have empathy for the young people and put a face to all of these policies, and hopefully it can help people speak up so that their experiences are not as difficult as Ben's in the future.
Sure. Were any of the experiences that Ben experienced in the film any of yours personally?
Not quite. No,
Okay.
it's honestly seems to, well, for me, I wasn't out in high school, so
Okay.
that's a whole other thing. But um, I think honestly, the it seems to be harder right now in the schools than it was just a couple of years ago. Um,
What has changed? And I'm
well,
so let
20.
let me say this, I'm so sorry,
Oh
because
yeah.
I've this is a world that is completely unknown to me, so I don't want to, sound, insensitive in any way, but
No, not at
I
all.
do want to okay, so because I do want to know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, 2020 was an interesting
Yeah.
political uh, time in
Yes, it was.
2016. It's also so I think that politically, people who are in power, um, emboldened people who can be hateful, and
Mhm.
that spread out into the policies that we're seeing, in the school systems and also on the larger national scale. So I would say, um, you know, 2016 played
Mhm.
a big part in that.
You just shared with us that in high school you had not yet, come out. Was that well, I mean, I'm sure it was just because of personal choice, but what made it, were there difficulties in doing so, or was it just a choice that you just made just not to do so at the time?
Yeah, it's kind of a combination. I was still coming to terms with my identity. It took a while
Okay.
to figure out who I was and gain the confidence to do that. And I just wasn't there in high school. That came a little bit later, for me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
of course,
transparency. I am I'm always curious to know. I mean, we all have a story, and I'm always
definitely.
yes, and I'm an advocate of sharing, as you can tell. But I do believe that communication is key. I say it all the time that
Me
communication is
too.
key, and I always believe that there could be anything from any of our stories that could be instrumental in the journey of another. If they hear
Definitely.
something that we say. So I'm always grateful to our guests who are as transparent, um, and comfortable sharing, just talking about life, because that's what we're doing here. We're just
Yeah.
talking about life. So I'm grateful, and I do want to express that.
Thank
And
you. Thank you for creating the space. I'm grateful to be here and be able to share.
oh, good. Thank you, Natalie. Good, good. Because we listen. It's a comfortable space here.
Mhm.
Like I said, we talk about everything here, but we try to make it So it's a space that, you feel comfortable doing so. So I'm glad to hear you say that. So glad to hear you say that. I would like to know if there is anything you would like to leave us with, because I'm looking at the time and I know we're winding down. So is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
Sure. I would love for everyone to come out on November 4th, see our films, celebrate the community in New Hope. It's a really lovely town that's so welcoming. So please check out the program Queer Cuts New Hope, November 4th at the Bucks County Playhouse.
I love it. One of our family members, Alfred, shares, Natalie sounds like a very sincere person. She can probably help many others. I'd love that. I don't doubt that you are helping
Thank
others
you.
through your bodies of work. I really don't doubt that. And I can't wait to support. So you said Pure is at HBO Max?
Yes, it is.
I got
Yes.
it right. I got it right. See that? I was
Yes.
paying attention. I was paying attention. HBO Max. Pure is on HBO Max. Grace is not yet out. It's not yet available. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And we can see Ben and Bloom on Saturday, November 4th, at the Queer Cuts New Hope Film Festival. And you said it will be available to be viewed where after that?
Yes, on the Advocate channel.
On the Advocate
If
channel.
you go to the Advocate channel, you can search for Queer Cuts New Hope and it should come up.
Okay, the Advocate channel. I'm taking notes in case our family members anyone asks, so I can say, she said.
Yeah.
Well, Natalie, thank you so much for coming to visit with us, for sharing with us. It's been a pleasure and a privilege hosting you, and we hope you'll come back to visit with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much again for having me.
Absolutely. It was truly a pleasure and a privilege. So until the next time.
Yes.
Congratulations again. Congratulations again on your award, your accomplishments, your projects, just everything. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And have a great rest of your night, lady.
You too. Have a
Okay.
great Wednesday.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Family. Bye-bye. Family, family, family. OMG. We've had a night, haven't we? We've had some beautiful guests. We had the Barlow family. We had Natalie, with whom we were speaking. Oh, we've just had just a great conversation. I mean, I'd like to believe we have great conversations all the time, but it's truly a great conversation. So, as we wind down, just praising God from whom all blessings flow. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, family. As we wrap up tonight's episode, I am so grateful to you for just your continued love and support of Love and Life. Again, thank you. Thank each and every one of you for all the love you showed and expressed to me for my birthday. It is so received and so appreciated, more than I can even put into words. So thank you so much for that. To all of our guests for sharing their time, their energy, their space, their spirit, their knowledge and attention with us, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the entire WURD family, as a matter of fact, especially Niall Jax and Nick Steptoe. Thank you, Nick, for all that you do. I do want to remind you that tomorrow night in the 7:00 hour, you're going to hear from our beloved Tanya Pendleton. So I will see you at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd. But family, I'm going to say it because I say it all the time. Remember, we are all in this together. You hear me? So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Be so good. Be good to those around you. I love you, but God loves you so much more. You have a great rest of your night, family, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, y'all.